10 most in-demand tech jobs in the year 2026. So, starting at number 1, we have AI/ML engineer, artificial intelligence, machine learning engineer. So obviously AI is the new wave. A lot of companies are looking for people who are qualified when it comes to AI and machine learning. Now, how much can you make in a role like this? What do you need to study? What experience do you need to have? Hey, Gemini.
Hello.
So now that a lot of companies are looking for AI or machine learning engineer, what can people study or what can they learn for them to get these kind of jobs?
To prepare for an AI or machine learning role, you'll want to focus on a few core areas. First, build strong foundations in mathematics, particularly linear algebra, calculus, and probability. Next, become proficient in programming, with Python being the most essential language in the field. You should also study core machine learning and deep learning concepts and get hands-on experience with popular frameworks like TensorFlow or PyTorch. Many engineers have degrees in computer science, data science, or a related field, but practical skills and projects are just as important.
Okay, so why is AI or machine learning engineering so popular right now?
It's become especially popular because recent advancements in computing power and vast amounts of data have made it possible to solve complex problems that were once thought impossible. Industries across the board are using it to automate processes, personalize experiences, and gain new insights from their data, driving a huge demand for skilled professionals.
If you want to break into machine learning and AI but don't know where to start, this is the roadmap that I wish I had. The first step is to get comfortable with Python. You don't have to be an expert developer, but you do need to know how to read syntax and work with data. Next, learn the theory behind some common ML algorithms. This will greatly help build your intuition on which algorithm to choose for different projects. Once you've gotten the basics down, it's time to build.
All right, let's move on to the next role, which is cybersecurity engineer. For obvious reasons, cybersecurity is very important because the hacking industry is big and it's growing every year, and companies need to secure their sensitive data or the data that makes them competitive. Now, what do you need to study? How much can you earn? How do you get these kind of jobs? Why is cybersecurity engineering jobs so popular right now?
Those roles are in high demand because as technology advances and businesses become more connected, the threat of cyber attacks and data breaches grows significantly. Organizations need experts to protect their valuable data and critical infrastructure from increasingly sophisticated attackers.
All right, so how does one get into this industry? What do they need to do? Do they need to study a particular certificate or get certain experience? What exactly do they need to do to get a job like this?
Getting into cybersecurity often starts with building a solid foundation in IT, either through a degree in computer science or by earning certifications like CompTIA and Network Plus or Security Plus. Gaining practical experience in IT support or systems administration is also incredibly valuable, as it helps you understand how networks and systems function before you learn to secure them. After getting the basics down, you can specialize in areas like data loss prevention or penetration testing, much like focusing on specific certifications.
All right, guys, the next job role is data analyst. So let's talk about data analysts. What kind of jobs or what do they do? What can I study? Do I need certain level of experience? What is a data analyst? Why are they important for a company?
A data analyst collects, processes, and performs statistical analyses on large data sets to transform raw data into actionable insights, helping businesses make informed decisions. They are important because they help companies understand market trends, customer behavior, and operational efficiency, which directly impacts strategy and profitability. To get into this field, you can study fields like mathematics, statistics, computer science, economics, or business informatics. You'll also need to learn skills like SQL, Excel, and data visualization tools like Tableau or Power BI, and programming languages like Python or R are a big plus. While entry-level positions exist, gaining practical experience through internships or personal projects is crucial for standing out.
All right, so what about AI? Isn't AI going to take away all these jobs?
AI is changing the nature of these roles, but it's not expected to eliminate them. Instead of replacing analysts, it automates repetitive tasks, allowing humans to focus on higher-level strategy, interpretation, and complex problem-solving.
So what about a data scientist? What makes it special? What is different from data analyst to data scientist?
A data scientist goes a step beyond analysis by building predictive models and complex algorithms. They use machine learning to forecast future trends and uncover patterns that aren't visible through standard reporting. While a data analyst focuses on interpreting historical data to guide current decisions, a data scientist develops tools and systems to automate insights and predict what will happen next.
Okay, so between data analyst and data scientist, which one requires more qualifications, requires more experience? Which one is more complex?
The data scientist role is generally more complex and typically requires higher level qualifications, often an advanced degree in a quantitative field like computer science, statistics, or mathematics, along with more specialized experience in machine learning and advanced statistical modeling.
Data analyst, data scientist, data engineer, which career is the right one for you and how to decide, coming from somebody who has worked in all three roles. Data analyst, if you enjoy writing SQL, doing analysis in Excel, and building reports and dashboard, then this career is for you. Data analyst can also be a great entry-level career if you're trying to break into tech. Data scientist, if you enjoy statistics and a bit of machine learning and enjoy writing code in SQL and Python and solving ambiguous problems using your hard skills, then this career is for you. Data engineers build data pipelines. So if you enjoy taking raw data and turning that into organized tables that other people such as business stakeholders, data analysts, and data scientists could use, then this skill is.
All right, let's move on to DevOps Engineer. So what is a DevOps Engineer? What do they do? Why are they important in a company?
A DevOps engineer bridges the gap between software development and IT operations, focusing on automating and improving the software delivery process. They implement practices like continuous integration and continuous deployment, manage infrastructure as code, and ensure systems are scalable, reliable, and secure. They are important because their work enables faster release cycles, improves collaboration between teams, and helps maintain high system availability and efficiency.
So what systems do they use? What software do they use? What specific certifications do I need to do to become a DevOps engineer?
DevOps engineers frequently use systems for version control like Git, CI/CD tools like Jenkins or GitHub Actions, and containerization platforms like Docker. They also work extensively with cloud providers like AWS, Azure, or Google Cloud, along with configuration management tools such as Ansible. For certifications, key options include the AWS Certified DevOps Engineer, the Google Cloud Certified Professional Cloud DevOps Engineer, or the Certified Kubernetes Administrator.
Okay, let's move on to the ERP Business Analyst. Now, ERP stands for
Enterprise Resource Planning.
Okay, so Enterprise Resource Planning Business Analyst. What is this role? Why is it important? And what specifically do I need to study to become part of this industry? And how much can I earn doing this kind of job?
An ERP Business Analyst helps organizations implement and optimize enterprise resource planning systems. They analyze business processes, identify areas for improvement, and configure the system to meet the company's needs. They are important because they ensure the ERP system aligns with business goals, improving efficiency, data accuracy, and reporting capabilities. To become an ERP business analyst, you should study fields like business administration, computer science, information systems, or supply chain management. Salaries for ERP business analysts in South Africa vary based on experience and the specific modules they work with, but you can expect a competitive package.
Okay, so what systems do they use? What software do they use? Which specific softwares can I learn to become an ERP business analyst? Which businesses currently are hiring ERP business analysts?
ERP business analysts commonly use major enterprise platforms like SAP, Microsoft Dynamics, Oracle, or Acumatica. Learning systems like SAP or Microsoft Dynamics can significantly boost your job prospects, as many large organizations in South Africa use these solutions. Companies currently hiring include retail groups like the Foschini Group, manufacturing and food service companies like Famous Brands, and various technology and consulting firms.
Okay, what about this IT project manager? Are project managers not being replaced by AI systems? Are these kind of job roles still important?
IT project managers are still incredibly important. While AI helps with scheduling, data tracking, and administrative tasks, it can't replace the human skills needed for leadership, stakeholder management, and handling complex negotiations and unexpected changes. These roles require the emotional intelligence and strategic thinking necessary to guide teams and align projects with broader business goals.
Okay, let's go to the next one, which is network or cloud engineer. Now, these kind of job roles are very important because they are the backbone. They work with the infrastructure that is currently being used by AI. So without these guys, AI cannot work. Am I right in saying that, Gemini?
You are exactly right. Network and cloud engineers are the foundation of the modern tech landscape. AI systems rely on massive amounts of data and computing power, which are hosted in cloud infrastructure and moved through high-speed networks. Without their expertise in designing and maintaining these systems, the hardware and software that power AI couldn't function.
All right, so what does one has to study? Are there specific certifications that I need to do to become a network or cloud engineer? Where can I work specifically?
To get started, you'll want to study computer science, information technology, or network engineering. For certifications, key options include the Cisco CCNA for networking and the AWS Certified Solutions Architect or Google Cloud Certified Professional Cloud Architect for cloud computing. You can work at dedicated cloud service providers, large technology companies, or any enterprise that maintains its own IT infrastructure.
All right, let's move on to the next role, which is software engineer. There was a lot of media news outlets saying that software engineers' jobs will disappear because of AI. Is this true? Is AI going to replace all the software engineers? Why is software engineering still relevant in the year 2026?
That idea is definitely not true. Software engineering is still extremely relevant in 2026. While AI tools can assist with writing code and automating tasks, human engineers are still needed to design complex systems, understand unique business logic, and ensure security and reliability. AI acts as a powerful assistant rather than a replacement.
All right, so what about the junior software engineers? Are they being affected by AI? Because we've got AI which can do coding right now. So are they affected?
Junior developers are definitely feeling the impact, as AI handles many basic coding tasks. This means they need to focus more on developing higher-level skills, like architectural design, systems thinking, and problem-solving, to remain competitive in the market.
Okay. Now the last role is systems administrator. What is this systems administrator? What do they do specifically? How can someone become a systems administrator? What should they study? Are there specific certifications they need to do?
A systems administrator is responsible for the upkeep, configuration, and reliable operation of computer systems, especially multi-user computers like servers. They typically handle tasks like installing new software and hardware, managing user accounts, ensuring system security, and monitoring performance to prevent issues. To become a systems administrator, you can study computer science, information technology, or network administration. Helpful certifications include the CompTIA Server Plus, Microsoft Certified Solutions, or various Linux certifications.
All right, there you have it, guys. Now you know the in-demand IT or tech jobs in the year 2026. Go have a look at those careers. Go to the CIO website. You get all the information that I have on my screen. And then go and figure out how to get into those industries, do research, and I wish you all the best. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.